This broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports and Gaming Channel from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to Triple P on the Blue Hedgehog TV. Now here's the voice of the PCSRA, Mr. Daniel Voiles.
Hi, welcome to the Corn, Lobster, and Band Campus Fun edition of Triple P. After doing our part to making corn and lobster sound refreshing and good, we wipe the butter off the chins and settle into our PCSRA studios here today. Sorry if I'm a couple of minutes late. I just got done going to the bathroom. I just got home from work, and I'm just going to get the party started right now. Before we get started, I'm going to have to double track back. For the first part of the show, I'm going to first recap Iowa because that is the first thing on my agenda. I need a recap. And then we'll recap everything else under control. So I'm going to be the only one in here for now before I have the panelists, and I'll give you my thoughts on the race weekend and all that, yada, yada, yada. So that's why we didn't have a show last week, because I was so busy and I just didn't have the time to get my recap of Iowa and the preview of Loudon, which is okay because we already did predictions. And thankfully, I got the points done just before I went to work. So that is one less headache off of my list to do, as I'm going to go ahead and slide this up. So, yes, so the first part, I'm going to recap Iowa by myself, and then we will have our expert panel joining us for the recapping of Loudon and all the other races and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. Also, I want to say we want to welcome those of you who just joined us from the 36th annual Southwestern Oklahoma State University, which I will have a much more discussion on that on a special PCSRA segment of Bandcamp is awesome and Bandcamp is fun. So that will be a segment I'm going to do right before my birthday, which I hope you guys look forward to that. Anyway, let's go ahead and kick off Triple P. First off, backing up to recapping Iowa. I'm going to let the panelists know I am live, but I will not start a VC until I get done giving you my thoughts on Iowa. So, starting with the Xfinity Series, the Hy-Vee Perks 250, I did watch the race. I did do the reactions, by the way. It was a good race. Glenn Wren making his debut on lap 20 blew a carburetor because he had problems, made an unscheduled stop. The problem was sadly terminal. His day was done just like that. While we were in a green flag run, because parts of the turns were paved, parts of the turns were not paved. The first caution on lap 32 is, oh, I didn't mean to squish you, Bucky. Sorry, Bucky. I didn't mean to squish you there, buddy. As that was not the Xfinity results. Thank you. On lap 32, AJ Allmendinger went through turns 3 and 4, and all of a sudden, kaboom, the right front tire goes flat, hard into the safer barrier, and his day was done just like that. At the same time, Brandon Jones had an engine let go on him under the yellow. Just as he came out of the pits, the engine went kaboom, had to bring it to pit road, took it to the garage, and his day was done after that. Just as we got to the end of stage number 1, the 27 of Jeb Burton got up into the wall. The other right front tire went down, which concluded stage 1. That was won, by the way, by Chandler Smith. Second was Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer third. Fourth was Justin Allgaier. Fifth, Sammy Smith. Sixth was Cole Custer. Brett Moffitt seventh. Brett Moffitt driving the 19 from Iowa, by the way. Corey Heim ended up 8th. 9th was John Hunter Nemechek, and 10th was Jesse Love. Just after the restart, SVG got loose going in the corner, got clipped by Kyle Sieg, and unfortunately collected the 91 of Kyle Weatherman. Unfortunate for those two drivers. Their days were done. That was, by the way, the second car of the weekend for SVG. And Kyle Weatherman didn't need a bad result, but the 29 team, I'm sorry, that was Blaine Perkins, not Kyle Sieg. I'm sorry. Blaine Perkins got involved in the incident. All three of their days were done after that. Just after the restart, more trouble in turn number 2. The 07, Patrick Emmerling, spun, got up too high, lost control, spun, didn't hit anything. That was at the halfway point of the race. Just as we got to the end of stage 2, another victim of the right front tire went down. This time, Jesse Liv going in the corner. Tire went flat, goes into the safer barrier. His day was done. That ended stage number 2. By the way, Bucky is alongside me. Say hi, Bucky. Hi, everybody. I love racing. Yes, you do. Jesse Love hit the wall hard. He was okay. The car, however, was not so fortunate, which, by the way, Chandler Smith won stage 2. Sam Mayer finished second. Third was Ross Chastain. Fourth was Sammy Smith. Sheldon Creed Sammy Smith rounded out your top 5. Sheldon Creed got 6th. 7th was Justin Allgaier. 8th was Riley Herbst. 9th was Cole Custer. And 10th was Austin Hill. Justin Allgaier had the same problem, blew a right front tire, went in the wall. That was just after they got the restart. We went to a long green flag run. Austin Hill crashed in turn number 1. His day was done, surprisingly. Brendan Poole took his car to the garage with a blown oil line, which his day was completely done. Which, by the way, caused fluid on track. And then John Hunter Nemechek crashed in turn number 4. That brought out the final caution. The race went into overtime, and Sam Mayer gets his second win of the season at Iowa. So congrats to him. So the top 10 results for the Xfinity race. Sam Mayer, the winner. Riley Herbst, second. Corey Heim, third. Good run for Corey Heim. Sammy Smith, fourth. Sheldon Creed, fifth. Cole Custer, sixth. Matt DiBenedetto, seventh. Chandler Smith, 8th, Ross Chastain, 9th, and Daniel Dye completed the top 10. Then we go to the Cup Series race for their inaugural Iowa Corn 350. The race was really good. First incident was not good for the teammates. First caution on lap 5. Corey LaJoie got spun by his teammate in the 71 of Zane Smith. I bet there was a lot of people not too happy about what happened in that regard. So I'm going to mute so I can start a VC. Yeah. Let me do this. There we go. Just after the restart, AJ Allmendinger had another incident, which was the same incident he had in the Xfinity race. He hit the wall hard. His day was done. Rest of stage 1 was clean. Ryan Blaney won stage 1. Excuse me there. Second went to Kyle Larson. Third was Daniel Suarez. Fourth was William Byron, running out the top 5. Josh Berry, Joey Logano, 6th. 7th was Corey LaJoie. Nice rebound for him, by the way. Brad Keselowski, 8th. 9th was Chase Elliott. And 10th was Kyle Busch. Just after the restart, lap 81, contact between Noah Gragson, John Hunter Nemechek, and Ty Gibbs. That was the incident off of turn 4. Daniel Hemrick spun in turn number 2. That was on lap 183 to 188. Then stage 2 came to a conclusion. That went to Kyle Larson. And second was Josh Berry. Third, Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney, 4th. 5th was Bubba Wallace. 6th, Denny Hamlin. 7th was Chris Buescher. 8th, Todd Gilliland. 9th, Brad Keselowski. And 10th was Justin Haley. Just after the restart from that incident, a 4-wide situation. was when Daniel Suarez was trying to give room to Bubba Wallace. Goes up, nicks the 5. The 5 gets loose, comes up, collects Denny Hamlin in the process, but it didn't collect Kyle Busch as far as that is concerned. Which Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin had some pretty significant damage. Kyle Larson went to the garage, got it fixed, and then went back out many laps down. Final caution was Chris Buescher's spin in turn 1. He did continue on, didn't hit anything. After that, Kyle Busch went to the garage with a broken water pump, which ended his day. And Ryan Blaney won all 3. Became the first driver to win an Iowa race across NASCAR's top 3 divisions by winning the inaugural Iowa Corn 350 powered by ethanol. Top 10 results for the Cup race from Iowa. Ryan Blaney, the winner. William Byron, 2nd. Chase Elliott, 3rd. Christopher Bell, 4th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 5th. Joey Logano came home in 6th. Josh Berry, 7th. Alex Bowman, 8th. Daniel Suarez, 9th. And Brian Keselowski completed the top 10. Only 12 of the 38 starters in the Xfinity Series race failed to finish, and only 2 of the 36 starters in Cup also failed to finish. As I welcome my favorite Purdue University fan, who is always the greatest, Mr. Zachary Taylor, your thoughts on the Iowa weekend that we had for Xfinity and also the inaugural Cup race?
I'd be not smart Cody to the lead.
Oh my gosh. Let's get on to the top. Your thoughts.
I had to say that real quick. Iowa was definitely very interesting, especially with all the weather that really made things interesting, and with them racing on the wet weather tires there. It definitely was very interesting, and really seemed like when the wet weather tires went on the cars, the racing really picked up, and everybody trying to go 4 and 5 and 6 wide, and everything that they were doing was really interesting.
Yeah, I think Iowa really was a big surprise. The Cup race was really good, if you ask me, because we didn't know what to expect as far as that is concerned. So, I thought the Cup race was really good. Xfinity was really good. It was just interesting with parts of the track repave and stuff that's the old repave and all that good stuff. So what would you rate Iowa for Xfinity and also the inaugural Cup race? Let's start with Xfinity.
I will give it a 7.
I'll give it a 7.5 because the thing is that I think qualifying was rained down. The lineup was set by points, if I remember, for Xfinity. So, but it was a very good race. What about the Cup race? From Iowa, to be more specific.
I will give it a 7.5.
I'll give it a solid 7. I thought it was a good race. It was fun. All right, now that was 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about this weekend's races. First, starting with the F1 race from Spain. Let's just say there was nothing that was really fun to talk about. Spain became blame into a board fest, but it didn't stop Max Verstappen from winning the race. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So the top 10 results for the F1 race: Max Verstappen, the winner; Lando Norris, 2nd; Lewis Hamilton, his first podium since last year. Third for him. George Russell fourth. Charles Leclerc fifth, who got the bad sportsmanship flag for complaining about Carlos Sainz's home race. Speaking of Sainz, he finished in sixth. Oscar Piastri seventh. Sergio Perez, who should have finished better than eighth, which he had a 3-place grid penalty for, I think it was a component change or something. Or no. 3-place grid penalty for what he did by driving his car back to the pits at Montreal, but gets a bounce back at 8. He should have been a lot higher than that, in my opinion. And then rounding out the top 10 was Pierre Gasly and Esteban. I cannot stop yelling at my engineer because I don't know where to Ocon myself.
Wait, Danny.
Yes.
Don't you mean Peters?
You're fortunate Cody didn't hear that.
Yeah, because he's not smart enough to join. That's why Cody isn't never fun.
Yeah, he's going to murder you if he does come in here. Your thoughts on the Spain race, Taylor?
Oh, man. Well, definitely, it seemed like it was a pretty calm race, and,
Second year in a row, we didn't have any safety cars, which is crazy for Spain. Unusual.
yeah, it definitely, I think it was, interesting that we didn't have any safety cars or anything like that in that race.
So what would you rate it?
I will give it a 6.
I'm going to give it a 5.5. I was kind of underwhelmed. And I'm not trying to say Barcelona is not a fun track, like Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. I understand they were trying to, and you can back me up on this. I understand they were trying to make excitement with the as we want to welcome Mr. Senor Sean here. We'll get his rating on Spain in just a minute. I understand they were trying to improve the racing, but it just didn't really mesh well together. So, Senor Sean, what was your thoughts, even though you didn't watch the race, for Spain? What would you like to say about that?
I didn't watch it, so I can't say much on it.
I think if Sean did watch it, he would agree it was a boring race.
I woke up very late, so I didn't.
Yeah, I watched the race. It was a board fest. So Sean, you missed absolutely nothing. But did you want to give your rating for Iowa?
For Iowa, it's really kind of was a flop. But Cup actually provided more action, so
Yeah, Xfinity had the another version of Bad Year.
yeah. Wow, for Cup, that was actually better racing than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, for extra 100 laps, it brought some very good racing, which I think we can all agree Iowa should stay on the Cup schedule next year. I mean, they packed that place. I mean, even though it was like 20,000 seats, they still packed the damn thing. It was pretty cool for the first ever Cup race. So
just to throw in that factor, 6.5.
okay, that's not too bad. So let's talk about the IndyCar race. I'm going to save Loudon for last. That was not what I asked you to do, you stupid phone. Tell me to go straight to Alex Albon. Shut up, phone. You don't deserve Alex Albon, dumbass phone. Anyway, as I mentioned, nobody DNF from Spain, or as we like to call it, Pain. If you're wondering who I ripped it off from Tom 97, Tom Martinez, which I wish him good luck to win another Creators Championship. So, IndyCar, I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's Spain, but without the S.
Yes, it was pain. So, IndyCar was let's call it a demolition derby that none of us saw coming. It provided a lot of carnage, even including the two Penske cars taking each other out, which I bet you that was not a fun team meeting back at Team Penske shop Tuesday morning. But at the end of the day, congratulations to Alex Palou on taking the win. Second was Colton Herta, Alexander Rossi third, Roman Grosjean fourth, Kyle Kirkwood fifth, Scotty Dixon sixth, Will Power seventh, Pato Award eighth, Santino Ferrucci, who got a 5-minute penalty in warm-up for unsportsmanlike conduct behavior towards Will Power, got ninth, and Marcus Ericsson completed the top 10. What were you guys' thoughts about Laguna Seca? I'll start with Sean, and then we'll go to Taylor, then me.
Well, as I was remember, Danny, I was doing the back and forth thing.
Yeah.
So I was watching the IndyCar race. That was chaotic.
I was not expecting Laguna Seca to be that chaotic. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. But very solid race. Really good, really fun, really tight. And caused some controversy in the terms of the points battle.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely interesting. What about you, Mr. Taylor? I bet you're probably going to say the complete opposite. Knowing you is not an answer.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely have to say that race was very chaotic. With the teammates wiping each other out and everything. And that was definitely a very interesting race over there at Laguna Seca. And very intense over there.
But nothing to take away from a good result for Alex Palou, who definitely deserved that win. So, if you guys were to rate Laguna Seca, what would you rate it?
I will give it a 7.5.
Okay, Senor Sean.
That's being kind of generous. Give me a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to also agree with Sean. It was 9. I was not expecting that much chaos for a track that used to be the finale, but it was pretty good racing, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So, yes. Do want to throw a disclaimer. If you missed the Southwestern Oklahoma State University Bandcamp concerts, I will put the link in the description below so that way you guys can go check it out. Only, should mention this, only 5 of the 27 starters in IndyCar failed to finish. Now let's go to the not-so-magic mile of Loudon, New Hampshire. Yes, I had to rip some of the parts of Taylor's line of the not-so-smart deal, but you get my point. Not accepted if Cody tries anything. Anyway, Jake Beefer was the only car who failed to qualify. We had a competition yellow because they started on rain tires and they moved to slicks. Patrick Emmerling had a mechanical problem or some type. Ended up stopped on track, brought up the caution. And then contact with Parker Kligerman, AJ Allmendinger, and Riley Herbst into turn number 1, but all 3 of them continued on their way. Stage 1, rest of stage 1 was clean. It was won by Sam Mayer. Second place was Sammy Smith. Third was Riley Herbst. Fourth, AJ Allmendinger. Fifth was Justin Allgaier, or Justin Allgaier, as Cody would like to say. Alex Bowman 6th, Carson Quaffle 7th, Ryan Seek 8th, 9th, Jeff Burton, and 10th was Justin Bonsignor, also making the 6th-minute debut. Nothing happened in stage 2. Christopher Bell won that stage. Second went to Justin Bonsignor. Third went to Cole Custer. Sheldon Creed fourth. Fifth went to Chandler Smith. Sixth was Justin Allgaier. Seventh was Corey Heim, or as we like to call him, Heim Time, as Rowdy did on last night's episode of Let's Talk Rowdy. Brandon Jones came home in ninth was Austin Hill, and 10th went to Parker Klickerman. Just after the restart, the 6 of Armani Williams spun off of turn 4, didn't hit anything. Then he spun on the back straightaway. Chandler Smith, who had a great run going, spun in turn number 3. Did continue on, but his chances of a good result was dwindled big time. And then we had Sam Mayer get into an incident with his teammates, Brandon Jones, the 8 of Sammy Smith, Allmendinger, Bowman, Bonsignor, Justin Bonsignor, Austin Hill, Tom, who was in the 44? Brendan Poole, thank you. SVG, and the 91 of Kyle Weatherman. Then Haley Deegan got into an incident with Nathan Bird. He said Bird. Yes, we stole that. I just ripped that off from LTR, just like I do with the he said Wood part. So,
Wood.
Yep, Jack Wood. Nathan Bird, unfortunately, had damage. His day was done. Haley Deegan did continue on. Didn't finish well. Finished 32nd. Then the final caution came out with the 14 of Mason Massey spinning off of turn number 2. That set up overtime. Christopher Bell ended up winning the race. He has now won the last 4 races at Loudon. Matt DiBenedetto had 3 lug nuts missing. He was disqualified to the annoyance of Zachary Taylor, which he threw the NASCAR officials into a shark pond. So the top 10 results for the Xfinity race: Christopher Bell, the winner. Sheldon Creed came home in 2nd. Cole Custer 3rd. Justin Allgaier 4th. Carson Quaffle 5th. Ryan Seek 6th. Parker Klickerman 7th. Riley Herbst 8th. Alex Bowman 9th. And Corey Heim completed the top 10. Then we go to the Cup race for the USA Today 301, which nothing happened in stage 1, which was Common Clean. Christopher Bell won that over Joey Logano, or Joey Lagaz, Taylor likes to call him, in 2nd. 3rd was Chase Elliott.
You're going to keep saying that, Taylor, don't you?
Yeah.
That's always what you're going to keep saying.
Yeah, he's going to say Joey Lagaz. Anyway, Chase Elliott ended up 3rd in stage 1. Ryan Blaney 4th. Josh Berry came home 5th. 6th went to MTJ Martin Truex Jr. Denny Hamlin 7th. 8th was Ross Chastain. Tyler Reddick 9th. And 10th was Alex Bowman, who sadly went out of the race because the engine went kablamo. At the same time, Daniel Hemrick spun coming off of turn number 2, but didn't hit anything, continued on his merry little way. Just after the restart, more trouble in turn 2. This time, Daniel Hemrick got loose and spun into Kyle Busch. Or no, I'm sorry, Noah Gragson spun to Kyle Busch. Hemrick brought out the previous yellow. Rest of stage 2 went to Denny Choke-a-thon Hamlin, who likes to choke on championships, knowing him. 2nd was Martin Truex Jr. 3rd was Joey Logano, or Joey Lagaz, Taylor likes to call him. Christopher Bell 4th. 5th was Ryan Blaney. 6th, Todd Gilliland, shocker there. Kyle Larson 7th. 8th went to Josh Berry. 9th went to Chase Elliott, and 10th was Ross Chastain. Then speaking of Joey Lagaz, or Joey Logano, he cut a right front tire down, and he and Chase Elliott got together. Then we had Corey LaJoie spun on the back straightaway, continued on. Martin Truex Jr. spun coming off turn 4. Kyle Busch, 2nd incident he was involved in, spun on the back straightaway. And then weather came. Then we had a rain delay of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 50 seconds due to inclement weather. Everybody was on rain tires, and it was pandemonium. Then we had Ross Chastain spin off of turn number 4, courtesy of Justin Haley.
Wait. I think you forgot two other things that happened before we even went back green.
Oh, Kyle Busch wrecked under the yellow, which caused a delay.
And then LaJoy spun before they went back green.
Yeah, that was crazy. Which, Sean, you may now say your favorite word with the spin.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. Of course, LaJoy spun off of turn number 2, continued on. Then we had the biggest wreck of the day. Noah Gragson got loose on rain tires because he hit the paint, collected Bubba Wallace. Unfortunately, collected Austin Spindrick. Yes, I said Spindrick, not Cindric, because he likes to spin a lot. Unfortunately, collected Eric Jones and Noah Gragson. And then Bubba Wallace showed his displeasure by deciding, I think it was a perfect idea to stop in front of the 10's pit stall and just made a complete fool of himself. What an empty. Just after the restart from that, which, by the way, Kyle Busch was checked and released from the carousel, declined an interview, which I don't think set well with NASCAR. Neither did Bubba Wallace because they both want to go home. Carson Hocevar, who was having a great run, ended up spinning in turn number 3, but continued on. He ended up finishing 17th in that race. Ryan Blaney and Michael McDowell spun together in turns 1 and 2. Neither of them hit anything, and Brad Keselowski spun in turn 2 to cause overtime, and Bell time became sweep time as Christopher Bell sweeps Loudon for his 3rd win of the year. Top 10 results for the USA Today 301. Christopher Bell, the winner. Chase Briscoe, 2nd. Josh Berry, 3rd. Kyle Larson, 4th. Chris Buescher, 5th. Tyler Reddick, 6th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 7th. John Hunter Nemechek, 8th. Martin Briggs Jr., 9th. And Ross Chastain completed top 10. Only 3 of the 38 starters in the Xfinity Series failed to finish. 4 of the 36 starters in the Cup Series also failed to finish. What were you guys' thoughts on Loudon? I'll start with Sean, and then Taylor, then me. Sean? Did somebody end up taking, did Sharky eat his microphone or what? Oh, perfect. As soon as I say that, he's back.
I was doing something. Shut up.
No, I was saying I thought your friend decided to eat your microphone, but we didn't know, senor. All right. Taylor, your thoughts. We'll get to Sean's thoughts in a second.
Oh, man. Well, definitely, a Loudon weekend was very interesting, and kind of was pandemonium at times over there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once they went back green after that weather delay there in the Cup race. It really turned pandemonium over there. Definitely, definitely business picked up over there once we went back to green after that weather delay, that's for sure.
All right. Now, all right. What about you, Sean?
I think I remember I told you that I was going to have a few choice words to say about.
Yeah. Now it's the perfect time to tell us that.
Okay, here's the thing. Saturday was at least a normal race. But when that rain delay happened on Sunday,
Yeah.
everything went downhill. Because, let's see, I think it was like, 15 to 20 guys that passed that commitment cone.
Yeah, I have your answer, by the way, what Pockers told us.
Let me hear it.
So, now, in a dry condition, as you mentioned about that, that would be a penalty. But this is what Parker said. My guess is knowing they were on rain tires and that they weren't allowed to change tires, so there would be no reason to fake coming to pit road, that NASCAR opted not to enforce that rule. It was pretty obvious to everyone they weren't enforcing it. Thoughts on that?
That's kind of a bit ridiculous, don't you think?
I mean, I could say it was ridiculous, but, then again, we never had them racing way below the apron and all that, so.
Okay, true, because we didn't see that happen at Richmond.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that was gonna kind of take care of that. But that was some of the biggest joke I have ever seen in a race.
Everybody thought it was a great race. I thought to myself, what the hell are they doing racing on the apron? So
that was a joke. That just made me want to just.
Yeah.
That made me want to just put my head into the wall really hard.
Mm-hmm. So what would you rate the weekend? Nice motivational belch, Taylor.
You know what? I want Taylor to give his rating first.
Yeah, before he does another nice motivational belch or singing voice, he likes to say.
I got no further discussions.
Up!
Enjoy the cat dive, Taylor.
I will give the Wowin' Weekend a 7.
7 for me. It was okay. It was just ending on rain tires. I really wish they would have changed to slicks. Let the teams decide when they want to go slicks on ovals going forward, especially on short tracks and all that. That's just my opinion. Sean, what about you?
Man, you two just love to snore a lot. Here's my honest to point rating. 2 out of 10.
And then NASCAR told me 10 out of 10. It was great. And I'm like, yeah, you're drunk on Heineken.
NASCAR can go bleep off.
Okay, before we get into the top story news, I'm just going to go ahead and get this off my deal. I am in Figure Shield because of 3 reasons. 1, I had a croissant breakfast sandwich from Casey's with a Gatorade. 2, I had a cupcake for dessert from work because somebody brought cupcakes with cream cheese. Everyone, excuse me, Daddy? Cream cheese cupcakes? Huh?
I've heard people do that. I'm not going to complain.
And 3, I had yummy Whataburger. So that is my time. That is 3 times I'm in Figure Shield.
Actually, hey, Danny.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, Sean who is celebrating the Capital One Cup accepted.
I'll deal with that outside the stream.
All right. You remember the Axel issue from Leland Honeyman's card, Taylor?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That got card chief DJ Powell suspended from this weekend for improperly installed rear axle that separated from the car from last Saturday at Loudon, New Hampshire. Not surprising. Andy Petrie has retired effective immediately from overseeing competition as Executive Vice President RCR. Keith Rodden is now the interim replacement. And the biggest headline, which I don't think anybody needs an introduction, Chase Briscoe is moving to Joe Gibbs Racing to replace Martin Truex Jr. next year in the Cup Series. So let's take
a lot, Bell.
Yeah. All right. So let's take it one by one here. Let's start with your reaction first off with the Andy Petrie retiring from Vice President RCR. Let's start with that.
I mean, just looking at how RCR has performed this year, most of the time it's been not very good. And RCR definitely fell off a cliff this year, especially since we just saw Kyle Busch win, 4 or 5 races last year. And, I mean, now he's even struggling to run top 10 or anything like that when he's been able to complete all the races. And I mean, RCR has been struggling this year, so maybe with Keith Rodden taking over, maybe they can kind of right the ship a little bit, maybe.
Well, and let's think about this, Taylor. Since we've gone to this next gen, Kyle Busch won only 1 race at Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, he made the playoffs, got eliminated from the round of 16 and all that, yada, yada, yada. Last year, he won, I believe, 3 races before the playoffs. So he did win some races, but I would probably say since we went to the second half of last season, that's when things fell apart with that team real quickly. And we saw the Kyle Busch struggling. And now you look at it this year, and I'll get Sean's thoughts on this. You look at this year. Kyle Busch enters this weekend because I have, by the way, I have the playoff standings in front of me. Kyle Busch goes into this weekend's as I have the playoff picture in front of me. Kyle Busch comes into this race 45 points below the cut line at Loudon. Do you boys see Kyle Busch in a must-win situation if he has another bad finish here at Loudon or at Nashville? Excuse me.
Yeah.
What about you, Taylor?
Well, unless, especially in Kyle Busch's case here, unless he can really start racking up a lot of points and getting stage points and things like that, and unless the speed in that car really picks up, I think Kyle Busch is potentially going to be in a must-win situation.
What about you, Sean?
Well, I already said what I thought about the situation with Kyle Busch, but Bethany Petrie retiring effective immediately. First off, Panther servers suggested for a Cessna celebration. Number 1.
I knew that was coming.
Number 2, I don't think it's his fault that all this has happened. I know people like to throw blame at other people, but is it really his fault on some of the actions that have happened so far this season?
I don't think it's his fault. I think there's something else that's going on that we don't know that they know.
Yeah.
That's where I see it happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So really, it's such to hear that he's retiring him, and mostly out of nowhere as well.
Yeah.
It's just, there has to be something else, because there is no other possible way that someone just retires in the middle of the season, not doing anything else, just flat out saying, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, here's the statistics here. 18 starts this year for you guys. 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s. He's only led 130 laps with 3 DNFs. Whereas if you look at Austin Dillon, no top 5s, 2 top 10s, has not even led a single lap, and he's had 2 DNFs. You see where I'm coming from?
Yep, I see it.
So, unless that team gets it together, I don't see it happening.
But that's where I'm just seeing the point out. I'm not going to say that he was a bad person and he needed to go. He wasn't a bad person.
I mean, some people are saying like he's washed and all that. I don't know. I don't think he's washed. I think he's just.
Let's not even throw the wash comments in here.
Yeah, I think it's just he's just having bad luck in general. So.
Exactly.
So, and I'm going to point this out. This is excluding 2004. If I could look here. Let's see. Let's see. He's only had a win in every season. He was since he became a full-time driver in 2005 for Rookie of the Year. He has had at least a win. And there's a possible good chance that, that could come to an end. So we'll have to see if Kyle Busch can turn it around, or it will be game over. So, your reaction, Taylor, to DJ Powell being suspended this weekend at Nashville.
In a way, I think we kind of saw that one coming. Especially when, the axle come apart during the race. I think we all kind of expected some kind of penalty or something out of that. And so I would say I'm not really surprised by that.
What about you, Sean?
Really, it's not that surprising. It's really not, because you know it's wrong when it comes off the car.
Mm-hmm.
And since that has happened, that it's rightfully determined that he was going to have to face the consequences of his action.
Yeah. So, all right. So, we're not even going to discuss about. We already know Chase Briscoe is going to JGR, but we're not going to see how many wins. We're not going to see how he does until we get into next year when we discuss this topic. We're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, let's just bypass it because we're not into that.
The other topic news, by the way, happy birthday, Sam Mayer. Since he turned 21, High Rock Vodka will be sponsoring his entry later on this season. And now, Taylor, I want your opinion on this. Oh, we have controversy involving JD Motorsports. Boy, do we need to have a raise about this one. This is what Johnny Davis said on Twitter, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Quote, here at JD Motorsports, our social platforms have to present and support our partners. As a parent who has raised a special needs child, I've had to explain many misunderstandings to my child. Dormon, who is the tire changer or tire person for JD Motorsports, did garner a lot of attention. As a tire guy who had privileged to post only racing content, this did not meet what Robert was allowed to post. Not that I have defended my actions to the NASCAR community, but how does a parent explain this subject matter to their child who doesn't understand? I had to react to Robert Dorman's post according to our standards and belief. Robert Dorman was not fired from his job as a tire specialist at JD Motorsports. His privilege of posting racing-only content was revoked. We appreciate a good, clean joke or meme as much as anyone, but there are boundaries. Thank you for being a true fan of JD Motorsports." End quote. Seems to me like the meme he posted, I think took it a bit too far. Would you guys agree with that?
It kind of sounds like something like that happened over there.
Yeah, I think there's got to be something else that's going on because, everybody on social media is chewing Johnny Davis out for that and said that the apology was, quote, weak. So there's got to be something else that's going on that we need to be aware of. If you know what I mean. So, all right. With that taken care of as far as that's concerned, I also been told Max Verstappen is also facing a possible engine penalty later down the line because of the engine from the Monaco Grand Prix that they pulled apart. So there could be a possible engine penalty, if you ask me.
Oh, boy.
As Sean had to do something while he had to step out of the studio. Let's see here. I don't have anything for the NR report. I don't know if Sean does. And now it's time for Zachary Taylor's favorite line. What did Taylor find? Like, what kind of joke did you find on social media is what I'm saying. I want to hear a good joke while we're waiting for him to come back.
Okay, I'm back. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I had to go make a quick phone call to somebody.
I would assume it would be your dad, right? Or was it Jesse?
You're wrong again.
Stepmom? White? Wait, what?
That's 3 strikes. You're out. I'm not going to tell you until after the show.
Oh. Why did we fried ribs? Why do we have fried ribs on Twitter?
Oh,
You can actually deep fried ribs. It's actually a true thing.
If you don't believe me, Taylor, look at the president's chat.
I've seen YouTube videos on it.
Is not an answer.
Oh yeah, I gotta put on a certain hat since we are on Triple P.
Is it the Mercedes hat?
Yep.
Oh, because Mercedes got a podium again. I was hoping George Russell would have gotten a podium in Spain, but they've really gotten their shit together.
Hey, that's what we for Mercedes fans. That's what you want to see. You want to see them finally getting back into the momentum.
Yeah. So let's see here. I was telling Taylor that. I was going to ask you what was your thoughts on the apology? Do you agree with Johnny Davis's apology? Or do you think, well, that was kind of the weakest apology I've seen? To me, I think it was the weakest apology, in my personal opinion. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's one thing to make a meme for somebody to laugh, but for it to be not like a joke, thinking it's not funny, I think that's kind of offensive. Would you all agree?
I think that its use is just flat out weak.
Yeah, I wish JD Motorsports would quit using the dead smart strategy. You knew that was coming.
So really, congratulations to that team. You just played yourself.
Yep. So, with that said and done, let's preview. By the way, IndyCar is off this week. I, by the way, got the points done. I think you guys did see the points tally for LTR, right? For the NASCAR. If not, I'll tell you. Let's start with Xfinity. The worst is sadly Senor Sean.
Yeah, that's a load of garbage.
Sean was not only the worst in Xfinity, but also in Cup. He had 110 points in Cup. So Sean had 139 for Xfinity. I had 179, so I beat Sean by 40. Zachary Taylor had 184 points. Jesse Art, or as Sean likes to call him, who used the dead cowgirl strategy, 205 points, and Cody Smart won with 208 points.
I'm sorry, that whole weekend is sucked.
Sean got 110. Zachary Taylor, you got 137. Cody and I tied with 155. And Jesse Art won Cup. Which, by the way, Cody Smart, that 208 points you got in Xfinity was not enough for you to beat Jesse Art. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations, Cody. You played yourself.
Oh, do I really want to have to do this on the stream? Oh, no. I don't know. I think Sean may kill me, but I don't know. But I'm going to say this. Hey, Sean Art, I got something to say to you. Your picks suck.
I'm going to kick your butt. Get over here.
Well, you can blame your picks who used the St. Louis Deadbird strategy.
Hey, Danny.
Yes. What's that for?
Because you made me mad now, so I'm doing it anyway.
Hi, Bucky. Ow! What did I do? Why not?
Hey,
I just got attacked by this awesome beaver that's staring at me.
Anyway,
But yeah, Bucky wanted his 2 cents in there. So what Taylor?
Hey, Danny.
Yes.
So you know how a few minutes ago you were asking if I had a joke?
Oh no! Let's hear it. Let's hear it before we go to Austria.
Okay. So this will be the humor part of Triple P.
Oh dear God!
What do you call a man with a pull through his leg?
What?
Rodney.
Oh! What the heller? All right, let's preview Austria before Sean kills me. So we're going from Pain, which was not a very good race, to the Styrian Mountains of Austria. By the way, this is a sprint race to make up. I think it's to make up for Miami. Yeah, it's to make up for Miami. So what do you guys think we're going to see in the Styrian Mountains of Austria?
Well, who knows? Who knows really what we'll see here? Maybe we'll see a few safety cars. Who knows?
Let's also not forget this is one of the shortest laps we go to on the circuit besides Brazil.
And so, who knows? Maybe we'll see another safety car free race over there. Who knows?
Yeah, but the chances of that happening is slim to none. What about you, Sean, as far as Austria is concerned?
I think we're going to be seeing just the normal sort of racing in Austria. It's not going to be the cleanest, but it's not going to be the worst.
Well, here's the other thing I'm going to also throw in. They added gravel traps to parts of the track to help with track limits. Do you think track limits will still be an issue, or do you think we won't see a lot of track limits like what we did see last year when a lot of people got penalized after the race was over? Like, when I say after the race, I'm referring to the full Grand Prix. I'm not referring to the sprint race, to clarify.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
Okay, so you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. There's going to be a shitload of drivers getting penalties. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. You know what it's time for, boys? Time for predictions. Good thing this is... Let me double check one thing before I jump the gun, because if I jump the gun, I owe Sean $500.
Oh,
Okay, when I say jump the gun, I say I don't want to jinx myself in case we have another global event. Let's see here. Taylor, your thoughts on the what do you think we'll see for Formula E before I forget? I knew I have to pay my $500 to Sean.
I think we should see an interesting race over there. And I think we'll see some pretty good racing over there. So,
all right,
interesting to see what happens over there.
All right, Taylor, let's get Formula E out of the way. You and I. So, Mr. Taylor, let's get our Formula E picks out of the way. Then we'll take care of Austria with Sean.
Let's see.
So, who is your stay away from, Mr. Taylor? And before you say another driver's name, let me pull up the Formula E list so you don't pick a driver that's too easy. Wink, wink. I'm trying to make sure you don't get yelled at by Cody and say, "Run, pick again."
Well, given the fact that they just left the track that had Total Ring in it.
Oh! You had to bring that up. Dear God. All right, let's go.
You can blame not smart Cody for that one anyway.
Who is your stay away from?
Let's see. Let's see here. How about...
Because remember, this is their penultimate race before their finale in London.
How about Robin Fringe is the stay away from?
I think he is. I think he would be racing because. Yeah, I think he would be racing. I don't know if he'll be racing Brazil. We'll have to wait and see. Dark Horse, what'd you do, Sean?
Don't check your DM.
Oh boy, do I want to see this?
I am not gonna ask what's going on.
Oh, what the heller is going on? All right, who's your Dark Horse, Taylor?
Let's see. How about Nick Cassidy?
And your winner?
How about Jake Hughes?
That's a bro.
It is, bro.
All right, I'm gonna steal Taylor's method because why the flip not? I'm allowed to do it. Taylor can't do anything about that.
Shut the damn door.
We are not shutting no door. I am going to say JEV, Jean-Eric Verne, is my stay away from.
Your Dark Horse?
Jean-Eric Verne finished 6th and 7th, so he is not too easy for anyone asking. I am going to take Mitch Evans as my dark horse.
Rich Evans, the dark horse.
Yep.
And then your winner.
Nick Cassidy.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do the opposite of Taylor.
Oh, Ashton Code Green.
Oh, that's for me and my drivers. I forgot to write that down. That's not a derp. If it's a derp, I will have Mario slap the shit out of you. All right. Are you guys ready for predictions for Austria?
Okay.
What the heller was that?
Why do we got a Billy Goat in here now? What?
Yeah, Taylor invited the Billy Goat in this VC. I don't know why. And Sean, you get to go first for F1.
Well, you know what time it is.
It's method time, method time. Time to do your favorite thing.
Time to spin the wheel, and I'm already going to start it right now. Here we go.
Good thing this is the only thing Sean has to do predictions as far as I'm concerned.
This is the only way we're doing global predictions is by spinning the wheel. Hold on. I'm shuffling it a few times just so then we are ready to go.
I predict Cody Smart will crash in Code Green.
You know what? Yep, it lands on Taylor's method.
Alright, time to get the handy calculator ready.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Don't make me go grab the sledgehammer and the short that calculator.
Wait, do you want the electric baseball bat, Sean? That would be better to watch Taylor get electrocuted.
No. Who makes an electric baseball bat?
Blue Junior, because he had to go hit somebody with a baseball bat.
I bet it was a failed project. So how about this? Let me go get a metal baseball bat.
Oh.
No, are you?
Enjoy the cat side, Taylor.
All right, are you ready, Sean?
Yeah, let's get started here with the driver to stay away from.
And I also kept the F1 results, so that way I can help you who is not too easy and all that.
Yeah, let me go back to the results of pain. And I'm gonna start off with Pierre Gasly as my stay away from.
Not Pierce Gasly, Cody.
Yeah, don't you mean Pierce Gasly?
Yeah, Cody's already offended the French. What else is new?
Next up, the dark horse. I'm gonna take Oscar Piastri.
Is not an answer. And winner.
The winner. I think it will not be a surprise. The winner, give me Supermax.
Well, F1 picks from you.
Started off with Danny referring to it, and now you just keep bringing it up.
Hey, to be fair, Sean, you can blame Smart Cody for butchering all that up.
Oh, for bleep's sake. Do I need this?
But I will have to blame you because you keep kicking a dead horse.
Discussions.
Enjoy the cat fight, Taylor.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, stay away from. I'm gonna say Esteban Ocon will be my stay away from.
Oh, so you picked the teammate.
Don't Don't you mean Esteban Ocon?
Well, to be fair, it's hard to pronounce those French names if you ask me. So,
Yeah.
unless you're in France and you mastered it. Who's your dark horse?
And I can understand the driver's names. What the fuck?